Yeah, another great result. Really proud of the fact that we're unbeaten at home on the year. That was something we talked about going into the season, that we wanted to build a fortress here, and even better to have our supporters, out, and to have some of the Nordeca there, to be able to sing for the first time after the game and celebrate with them. Made this a really special night. It's been a real grind. The last three weeks, the amount of games we played every 3 days, basically playing a game, has been difficult. And, you could see that a little bit in the first half. I thought we looked tired, but real proud of the guys, what they did second half. It's credit goes all to them, how hungry they are. And this group, they refuse to lose. It's that simple. They're hungry. They take pride in clean sheets. We got another one of those. They wanted to obviously put a marker down a little bit in this rivalry match of not only a win but scoring goals. I thought we did that. Again, the credit goes to the guys. I'm real proud of them. And now we get a little bit of time to breathe. We've got 6 days until Chicago. So I know the guys will be looking forward to, having a little bit of a reset before that game.
Thank you, Caleb. Now, if you would like a question, please hit the raise hand button and once you call, address who the question is to. For our first question, we'll go to Jacob Myers.
Caleb, you guys got the goal there early in the second half that opened them up like you thought it would. Did you expect putting Luis Diaz in a situation like that would create as much as it did?
Yeah. I mean, that's why you sub guys in the games. You know what they bring, and we had always planned to put him in the game. We didn't plan to put him in at the 45, but we knew the game would be tight first half, and we knew it would be a great moment for him to get back into the team after a couple games of not playing, and we knew he'd be hungry, and we know what he brings. So I thought that was a key change. He unlocked the first goal, and I also thought moving Pedro over on the left really made a difference as well. He got a goal and an assist from there, and was able to link up really well with Milton, and then obviously Giassi coming in the game, scoring 2 goals. We always knew again that he would factor in off the bench. I said it time and again, you need to start games well, but you also need to have guys that you can put in to change a game. And so, the last 30 minutes, last 45 minutes of matches are always going to be important. And in this game, we knew it'd be tight first half. So it was great that we found the first goal. And then with the way they play, pretty much their game plan's done. And obviously, from there it was easier to get the second and third.
Thank you, Caleb. Next, we go to Ori. Ori, go ahead.
Caleb, I thought that Darlington Nagbe played a pretty good game in that number 10 role. After seeing him play in that role with Lucas Zelarayan out, do you feel confident with that rotation, and you feel like you have a little more freedom in the attacking rotation, seeing how well he played running into the middle of the field against Cincy tonight?
Yeah, and I thought Pedro did well later in the game as well there. And we saw that last year. So, we really felt, as tight as they play, that he was the right choice to play the 10 in this game. That allowed us to keep Pedro wide where he's so dangerous, floating in between the lines. And I thought, like you said, he was excellent. I thought he gave them a lot of problems. He's such a technical player. He can work in tight spaces, and they had really no answer for him. And that's what we had hoped he would show, and I thought he had a great game. I thought Fatai Alash as well, who we decided to insert, and push Darlington up. So that was another factor. We really felt a lot of confidence in Fatai, and I thought he showed in his first debut with the club that he's a quality player. I knew he was. I remember watching him and playing against him a lot with San Jose, and I think he was, for a couple of years, a little bit dead in the water, and for whatever reason, and we had the opportunity to get him. thought it was a steal. So he showed his quality today. I think he's just a real nice player, solid player.
Thank you. Next up, we'll go with Sean Donegan and then Patrick Murphy. If you'd like the question after that, click raise hand and then let us know who the question is addressed to.
My question's for Jossie. What is it about FC Cincinnati that you can come in even in the 62nd minute and still score 2 goals?
Yeah, I give a lot of credit to my teammates. Coming off the bench is very difficult. You have to adjust to the speed of the game. And as soon as I got on the field, my teammates helped me get involved into the game, and I give them all of the credit. And, it's a match that means a lot every time we face up against FC Cincinnati. They're another team based there in Ohio, and, it means a lot to not only us players, but also our fans and our community.
Thank you.
Pat, go ahead.
Yeah, for Caleb, when we talked to you the other day, you mentioned you felt like there was a game coming where you guys would score 2 or 3 goals. I'm curious what you saw from the team this week that made you say that, and to have it play out the way it did. How does that feel after the last couple games?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a real credit to the belief that I think everyone around this club has in our team and our players, that they were not happy we were scoring. I think this shows that everybody's standard is raised, our standard is raised. For us to not score for 2 games and it become this huge deal, I wasn't worried. We still had 13 goals. I think there were like 14 other teams that had less than us. So I think, again, people have to find something, and I think ultimately we know we're a good attacking team. We have a good attacking players, and I felt, with the way that we play, if you play proactive and aggressive like we do, you're going to score goals. You're not going to score every game, especially with the way Cincinnati plays. There are a lot of other teams that didn't score against them. I think 4 or 5. So it's difficult, but I believe in our group, and I believe in the way we play. The way we play, we're going to get goals. And we've shown that really in most games. A couple games, the well dried up, but that never worries me, because with the way we play, eventually we're going to have a game like tonight where we get 2 or 3.
Thank you. Next up, let's go with Jacob and then Ori.
This question's for Pedro. Pedro, you talked last year about being a guy that needs confidence, who likes to play with a lot of confidence. How did it feel just to get that first goal off your chest this season? And was not having a goal maybe weighing on you at all and affecting your play coming into tonight?
Yeah, always when we score, we feel more comfortable and more confidence too. And today, I felt confidence, and I think I showed in the game. And I was too confident I will score today, and I'm happy because I helped the team to score the first goal. And like I said before, I always work hard for the team. I want the 3 points first, but if I can score, it's better for me and better for the team too.
Thank you, Pedro. Up next, Ori.
Questions for Jossie. Jossie, first off, I wanted to wish you congratulations. And I also was kind of curious to hear from your perspective and, from the other players. Hearing those fans tonight, did it kind of feel like it's like they never left and things were the way they used to be before everything happened? Or it was kind of like you were getting used to maybe no fans potentially?
Yeah, tonight I feel like we had a glimpse at what the atmosphere used to be like, when the stadium was packed full with all of our supporters and fans. I'm thankful that they allowed the fans to come out, especially against a game against Cincinnati, one of our biggest rivalries. So, it felt great just having them out there and, supporting us, cheering us, and making that presence known within the game.
Thank you, Jassy. For the next question, we'll go to Patrick Golden.
Yes, a question for Caleb. Caleb, you talk about the defensive record of the team being a really a team effort. Is a game like tonight like very indicative of that? Eloy Room had a shutout but didn't have to record a save. Your second goal really came off of a defensive great effort by Milton and then Jossie there. So does this kind of epitomize that team effort on defense?
This team has great spirit and chemistry and unity. Those things matter. I don't care, what club it is. Winning clubs, those things matter. The best clubs in the world, those things matter. Whether it's Liverpool or Barcelona or any of the teams, you have to have unity and you have to have chemistry and you have to all the buzzwords. You have to fight for each other, and that's what this team they do. We're a balanced team. We work as a team defensively. We work as a team in the attack. Every player wants the ball when we have the ball, and every player can win the ball when we don't. And that's our philosophy. And I think it's working pretty well so far. We're nearing the halfway mark of the season. We could still be better. I think the players, if you ask them, they tell you we can still be better. We're just scratching the surface of the team we can be, want to be, and need to be if we want to accomplish our goals.
Thank you, Caleb. Next up, we'll go to Jacob Myers.
This one's for Jossie. You talk about coming off the bench and being able to score a goal. Obviously, it's not a situation you're put in too much, but as a striker, and I mean this goes for Adi as well, when he comes in, how important is it to have on a team a guy who can come into a 1-0 game and just kind of kill it off?
Yeah, so I think it's extremely important for guys to come out off the bench and make a difference. I feel like Adi played a great game. His hold-up play today was phenomenal, just being able to play into him and get D into the game. So, I give a lot of credit to Adi's first half performance and tiring Cincinnati defenders out to where I come to the game full of energy and their defenders are pretty tired. So it gives me a little bit more freedom, So I just try to do whatever I can coming off the bench just to help my teammates in those situations.
Thank you, Jesse.
Yeah, if you don't mind me chiming in too, I thought the physicality that Giassi played with off the bench was the difference. If you look back and rewind the film, he won, I think, 3 head balls. He was battling with probably the biggest central defender in the league, in Kendall Waston. And like Giassi said, when you have 2 number 9s, you can kind of tag team, a back line. And because they bring different things to the game, it's a tough matchup because they get used to kind of a target striker, and then Giassi comes in and he's more of a box, movement, positional striker. And so it's completely different than what they were just facing. And so it can work the opposite way too, where G starts the game, and then similar to the last game, Adi comes in to kind of settle it. But it's always good to have guys that can come in, and this year we can change games with our subs. And when we plan before the game, these are nice conversations because our coaches spent a long time kind of a little bit programming the scenarios, and we have a lot of good ideas because of all the depth that we have, and that helps us quite a bit.
Thank you both. We still have time for a few final questions. If you would like one of the final questions, please click raise hand. We'll go with Patrick Murphy and then Ori.
Hey, Caleb, just curious about Lucas, obviously not even on the bench tonight. Is he dealing with the ankle again, or was that just a decision given he played the last 2 games?
No, he had a knock. He'll be fine, but wasn't available for this game. And Giassi was in the hospital for 2 days, missed 2 days of training, and we felt it was better to bring him off the bench. So I think it's a credit to this group that we basically have our starting 9 and 10, both of our 1-2 leading scorers who don't start the game, and we still get a 3-0 result.
Thank you. Up next, with Ori, and then our final question will go to Sean Donegan.
Caleb, now that phase one of scheduling is almost done, obviously you got Chicago next weekend, but are you hoping that when the schedule comes out, you're able to maybe play some of those teams at the top of the table for the competition, the likes of Toronto, Philly again, maybe Orlando, rather than having to play the double-decker, triple-decker bus of Cincinnati maybe a fourth or a fifth time?
Yeah, we want to play the best teams. You know, to be the best, you have to, beat the best. And, I think we played some good teams this year. But, yeah, there are better teams that we haven't played. So we're going to need that. We're going to need that. So, we're getting results, but we want to be tested. And I know this group wants to be tested, and I know they'll be up for it when we are.
Next question, we go up to Sean Donegan. Then we do have one more question after that, which will be our last one.
I'll kind of go off of what Ari asked about scheduling. You know you have Chicago, but then you don't know what you have afterwards. Is that kind of different to what you have on next weekend, but then there's a whole bunch of unknown of what there is? What's next?
We have an idea what's next. It's not been announced. It's not been finalized, but we know there are going to be games after, and we know tentative dates as well. So once that gets announced and they plug in the fixtures of who's playing who, then obviously we'll be able to talk about it. But yeah, we do kind of know, basically when our next game is. We don't know who we're playing, but we have a date.
And our final question goes to Jacob.
I have a question for Pedro, but first, Caleb, I want to clarify, is Lucas's the ankle or something else?
He has a knock, yeah, so he'll be back next week.
Pedro, you obviously see Luis Diaz a lot in training. He's a guy who hasn't played the last couple of games, had a big impact tonight. For both of you who are looking to have more of an impact in each game, maybe the season didn't start off the way you wanted it to. What did you just see from him? And to do that without Lucas in the game, how big was that?
We know Luis can help the team, and was exactly what he did today. And he's a guy who brings pace, and he can assist with crosses, and we know he is a good player, and he comes from the bench and helps the team. But it's a choice from the coach who decides who play. But I know who plays in the first 11. We always try to do the best for the team, and I think this is our best quality as a group. Everybody wants to win, and everybody help everybody. I think it's the most important for the team.
Yeah, I think just to chime in too, we just have so many options, and everybody brings something slightly different. So it's great to be able to, kind of pick certain guys for certain games. And I said it with Luis, wasn't coming easy, at the start of the year for him. And I think it's probably because, he came in mid-season and, we were evolving our team. We're basically, flipping the team, half of it. And, he came right in and he made an impact. Well, we've continued to evolve as a team, and we've continued to add pieces. There's a guy, Ima Boateng, who didn't even play today, who has been outstanding in training. Derek Etienne scored a goal a couple games ago and has been really reliable. And you saw at the end of the game, he was very dynamic and lively. So we have so much depth that, you never need to worry about who's starting or not starting. It's just we're picking the guy for the game, but we might also be picking the guy to come into the game to win us the game second half.
Thank you, Caleb. This is going to conclude tonight's post-match press availability. Thank you all of you for joining us, and thank you to Caleb and the players for taking the time.